We'll begin tonight with breaking news. Arkansas State Police are confirming that multiple people are hurt after a shooting in Dumas. THV11's Ian Russell is live with us. He's at Dumas right now with the latest. Ian, what do you know so far?
Yeah, well, Sarah, some sad news to report out here tonight. Like you said, we're in Dumas. Arkansas State Police has confirmed that as many as 10 people have been shot here. I want to go ahead and step out of the way, though, and give you a sense of what we're looking at. This is a live look right now here in Dumas. We're in between the Mad Butcher, McDonald's and gas station. Looks like this is Fred's Pharmacy that we're currently standing in. Again, this is down here in Dumas, about an hour and a half southeast of Little Rock here. Now, officials with ASP say this all happened a little before 7:30 earlier tonight. And from what they're telling us, they responded to a car show here. And we've been hearing on social media that this may have happened at Hoodnick. This is a festival down here in Dumas. Still trying to figure out more information with that on whether or not that is true or not. We've called Dumas police, but they aren't confirming anything with us at this time. Now, ASP also says that some people were transported to local hospitals while others were taken to some other hospitals in the area. Other than that, ASP says as of right now, no further comment. Of course, Sarah, just a lot to listen to and to learn as this keeps going and as more information unfolds here. Going to go ahead and try and keep you updated with the latest on air and on THV11.com. For now, though, live in Dumas, Ian Russell, THV11 News.
All right, thank you so much, Ian. It's definitely important to stay updated with that scene behind you. And we'll continue tonight. Continuing in Pine Bluff, where police need your help finding the person responsible for robbing the Money Corner pawn store last night. Authorities say the burglars cut a hole in the fence and used hammers to break a hole in the north wall of the business. That's all in an effort to gain entry into the gun room of the building. The owners discovered the break-in this morning and report numerous firearms, including rifles and shotguns, were all stolen. Local police are offering a reward of $2,000 to anyone with information, and they're asking anyone with information to call the detective's office. And we're learning more about a person involved in the homicide in North Little Rock on Sunday. Officials have identified 14-year-old Jalen Moore as the victim. Police responded to a shooting at West 38th Street and Camp Robinson Road near the Exxon gas station. When they arrived, investigators found Moore lying in the road. Now, this is still an active investigation, so if you know anything, you're asked to call police. And back in September, we told you that Freddie Baker Jr., a 36-year-old man who was found unresponsive on Michael Drive. Now, Baker's family is still searching for the person who killed their son. Tonight, the family held a candlelight vigil on the street where Baker was killed. Their hope is to not only get justice, but that all victims of homicides in Little Rock can also get theirs.
We have too many homicides in Little Rock for nothing to be done. Too many neighbors. Too many people that know, and we know they're scared to say anything because of retaliation of the young man who's going around doing a homicide.
We mentioned police are still looking for this suspect as well. If you take a look at the bottom of your screen right now, that is the tip line. So if you know anything, you're asked to call that number.
In terms of weather-wise this weekend, after seeing some of those showers move on through yesterday, we were a lot different weather-wise. We saw lots more sunshine to start off our weekend and warmer temperatures. Here's a look at what we saw for today this afternoon, into the low 70s to near the upper 60s, especially to our north. It was a little bit cooler, but definitely a little bit warmer than average for this time of year. Temperatures right now this evening still pretty cool, sitting in the low 50s to a few spots already in the 40s. This evening will be cooling down anywhere from low 40s to mid 30s, all really dependent on where you are. Nothing significantly, I would say, frigid as we go into tonight's temperatures. But the countdown to spring, it is right around the corner, officially to about 12 hours away, kicking off March 20th at 10:30. So a lot of us who wake up tomorrow morning will be finally saying goodbye to winter and hello to spring. What's in store as we enter our first week of spring and spring break week as well? I have the latest in your forecast coming up.
All right, March Madness is certainly just that, a lot of madness. I'm actually Googling the latest score right now on my phone. The game is still going on. Sierra, what do we know?
Yeah, so Chris Likes just got sent to the free throw line. He's a pretty good free throw shooter. So he sunk the first one and had to run back over here to catch it. be over here to talk about the game with you guys. But it was a real close one against New Mexico State. Hogs hoping to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16. But in the first half alone, the Hogs held the Aggies to just 17 points. And that's the fewest amount of points the Razorbacks have held a team in the NCAA tourney since 1941. So a real heart-racing tournament like it was against Vermont a few days ago. Sarah?
All right, now a Pulaski County judge strikes down 4 Arkansas voting laws, calling them unconstitutional. Circuit Judge Wendell Griffin ruled that the laws, which focus on voter ID, campaigning, and absentee ballots, were based on hypothetical concerns, and that wasn't good enough. He says the state needs hard proof if it wants to restrict the, quote, fundamental right of voting. Now, in a statement to THV11, a spokesperson for Governor Asa Hutchinson said this ruling will be appealed and that states should have, quote, the flexibility to protect the integrity of the ballot box. As this case moves through our courts, we'll continue to bring you the latest updates. And in the latest COVID-19 update, a new wave of COVID cases now raising eyebrows. And another drug maker is asking for approval for a second COVID booster shot. Bradley Blackburn has some of this week's top health stories.
Drug maker Moderna is seeking emergency use authorization from the FDA for a second COVID-19 booster shot for adults 18 and older. The company says this is in response to the spread of the Omicron variant. Earlier this week, Pfizer asked for approval of second boosters for people 65 and over. COVID cases and hospitalizations have dropped significantly across the U.S., but just as Americans take off their masks, an Omicron subvariant is quickly spreading. China and Europe are seeing a rise in cases of BA.2. In the UK, infections are up 52%. Hospitalizations are up 18%. And a new COVID czar is taking charge at the White House. Dr. Ashish Jha, the dean of the Brown University School of Public Health, is replacing President Biden's current COVID-19 coordinator, Jeff Zients. Zients held the position for the last 14 months. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
And Russian forces are pushing deeper into the key city of Mariupol, battling in the streets with defending Ukrainian troops. Ukraine's president continues to urge Russian leader Vladimir Putin to end the devastating war. Michael George has the latest from New York.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky renewed his appeal for more talks with Moscow, aimed at stopping the war. In his nightly video address, Zelensky said Russia would take several generations to recover its losses from the devastating assault on his country. While Russian President Vladimir Putin's forces remain stalled outside the capital, Kyiv, they're inflicting destruction around the nation. On Friday, Putin held a large rally in Moscow, vowing Russia will prevail in the weeks-long conflict. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin spoke about the war as he visited Bulgaria, a NATO member.
Russia's invasion has taken a terrible toll on Ukrainian lives, including brave soldiers and far too many innocent civilians. Yet Russia's aggression has galvanized the Ukrainian people, NATO, and the free world.
Russia says its soldiers entered the city of Mariupol. Heavy fighting shut down a steel plant in the besieged port city, where efforts continued to pull survivors from the rubble of a theater. Hundreds of civilians were taking shelter in the theater's basement when Russia bombed it. The UN now estimates 1 in every 5 Ukrainians have been displaced inside the country or have fled. On Saturday, Zelensky presented awards to soldiers from a national police unit helping in the war effort. Michael George, CBS News.
Its newest hypersonic missiles for the first time in Ukraine's history when it destroyed a weapons storage site in the country. It's apparently the first time Russia has admitted to using the high-precision weapon in combat.
Live look across the metro this evening. We had a great start to our weekend. More of this amazing weather is in store as we continue on to tomorrow for your first day of spring. But we have some changes coming our way around the corner. I'll let you know what's coming in our forecast coming up.